Yeah, and then the Pwn person, she is somebody who got into the community last summer and fancies herself a mathematical, technical person, and sort of wrote some DDs, and then started going nuclear against other people who do the same thing. I had been told like in December, like, hey, interview this chick. She's rad. And then I saw all the weird stuff that was happening with Astro and her, and I just sort of like tried to be Switzerland and just avoid and ignore. And then all of a sudden, this week she just started to start posting and spamming all of my stalker stuff, and then demanding I debate her. And I just was like, I'm done. I'm not going to debate you about the crap my stalker posts and spams everyone about constantly. And then it was discovered my stalker was posting pictures of underage kids on his Publitas page, where he would post everything about me, and so his Publitas page got deleted. And yeah, that's where we are. Pwn seems to believe that she came up with lots of technical analysis ideas that actually have Wikipedia articles and have existed for a long time, and then kept claiming that other people had stolen her ideas. And when they were writing about this stuff in March of last year, and she wasn't writing about it until June, and then claiming that people stole her ideas and wanted to sue and ruin lives and whatever. And I don't do technical analysis. I don't give a shit. It's just not what I do. I think it's wizardry, and I'm friends with people who do technical analysis. I think they're wonderful folks, and they can see things that I just go, whatever about. So yeah, so I had to block her, and it's been a bummer of a week as a result of that, but whatever. Life moves on.
Houston Wade fails to mention that for asking him questions about one of the 2 defamation suits filed on him, that he will respond by calling people pro-rape, pro-child molestation, and pro-Nazi, as he did with this young lady. In other words, if you ask Wade why he was ruled a brazen, purposeful, and knowing liar by a judge of the Kitsap County Superior Court, and why he was given a restraining order and ordered to pay $503,000 for the damage that his lies caused, he will then begin making false claims about you being pro-rape and pro-Nazi, and he will soon elevate this to outright calling you a Nazi and worse. Houston Wade is a defamer. He lies constantly to attack others he disagrees with for any reason. He has a very well-documented history of doing this to a great many people on various social media platforms, and that is why he has been sued twice for defamation, with a 3rd defamation suit soon to be filed on him as well. Wade created a Facebook page called the Bainbridge Island Bad List. On this page, he shared national news stories about several actual sex offenders, such as this Disney executive. Wade lies that he wrote articles about the men, and that he had something to do with them going to prison. He did not. He simply shared links about their stories. But on his Facebook page, he also included neighbors he actually knew and does not like. Two of those men, John DeWars and William Nelson, did not appreciate having their names listed with other men from Wade's shared news stories and did not appreciate Wade's defamation of them. So they sued Wade, not the Disney exec. When Houston Wade was informed of these suits, he told the two neighbors to bring it on.
All right, so let me give you the lowdown. 2018, I wrote a series of 5 articles on men in my community who raped and abused women and children and had gotten away with it.
By series of articles, he means he made a series of posts on his Facebook page. Houston Wade also made the local blotter for violating a protection order regarding that Facebook page.
Of the 5 men, one vanished. He picked up everything and moved and just disappeared and never moved back to the community. 2 of them went to federal prison for raping little kids.
Which Houston Wade had nothing to do with, as he was just posting links to national news stories.
And then another 2 decided to sue me for defamation. I was like, bring it on.
And it damn sure got brought on.
I think that's really not okay right at the moment, so I'm going to have you guys
Just go ahead.
step out front.
Houston.
Okay?
Yes.
You're being served.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they sued me for defamation, and one got dismissed because he realized he was probably going to get disbarred. He was a lawyer. He was probably going to get disbarred.
Actually, in the case of John DeWars v. Houston Wade settled the suit with DeWars and took down his Bainbridge Island Bad List Facebook page. It was only dismissed inasmuch as Wade met the demands of John DeWars, and DeWars was not disbarred.
And then another guy sued me, and in a year has not filed any paperwork in the case because they know that there's like 60, 70 witnesses that will testify to him being a horrible human being.
There were a bunch of witnesses in Houston Wade's delusional mind anyway. Fat lot of good it did him, though, as it turns out.
And the case is automatically dismissed as a result because in Washington State, if you don't file any paperwork, case gets dismissed.
After months of lying to his followers that the case was dismissed, Houston Wade has been forced to reluctantly admit that it was not. He now has changed his lying narrative to not having been notified of the court case, the same court case that he said bring it on to in the beginning, the same court case that he has filed court filings in. Wade lost the defamation suit brilliantly in one case, and after that loss, he settled with the other and took down his defamatory attack page on Facebook. But when asked about these defamation suits and his legal troubles with these 2 neighbors, Houston Wade throws out a red herring about a completely unrelated Disney exec who had nothing to do with the litigation from the 2 neighbors against Wade. It does not take much effort to see that Houston Wade frequently calls other people rapists, child molesters, and Nazis. This is his go-to tactic online, and he spreads this net wide to cover anybody disagreeing with him or questioning him. Houston Wade sees so many supposed rapists and child molesters that it leads one to question exactly what is going on in his mind. The mind of a perpetually single 40-year-old waiter who still rents with roommates. Houston Wade frequently equates criticism online with sex and often responds with homoerotic insults, and the anger directed at others who question him or simply hold different political views is off the charts. For Houston Wade, online conflict equates to sex in many, many instances. Mental wellness is a real issue in today's society, as more young men are unable to find loving relationships with others. Houston Wade's anger and addiction to defaming and lying others in an attempt to damage them is completely off the charts. As such, any person who exposes his lies online is subject to vicious defamation and attempts to have them silenced. These actions extend well beyond the internet and include police reports and court filings. Houston Wade, quite simply, is a fascist who will stop at nothing to punish those who dare question his lies.
Fionn Murphy, has he addressed Pone calling him out? I mean, she's behind the times. Most people in my chat know about my stalker. That's no mystery. So she doesn't really call me out about anything. My stalker spams anyone who responds to me. Ever. I blocked him on everything, and he responds over and over again. He posts about me hundreds of times a day on Twitter. He makes sub threads about me in Reddit. He's a creepy stalker man, and that's what he does. So there's not much to address there, other than the fact that some folks finding out that I got sued for writing articles that outed a bunch of guys in my community that raped women and children. 2 of those guys went to prison. One of them was a vice president of Disney. Got him sent to prison for raping his granddaughter. And then 2 of the guys were very upset about me writing articles about me, and they sued. Okay, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm not here to protect men who hurt women and children. And my stalker wants to protect men who hurt women and children. He's good friends with a whole bunch of neo-Nazis who raped a bunch of kids. And that seems to be his MO. And if you read about his history, you will see that he's got arrest records for threatening police. He lost his security clearance when with the Air Force. He's got multiple instances of stalking and restraining orders. He recently framed a man for felony terroristic threat when he took his YouTube videos and re-edited them to make it look like he was threatening the city council of Missoula, Montana. And he sent that video to the police and had him arrested. And the poor guy spent a bunch of time in jail and had to go through trial. And a year and a half later, when the jury found out that the video was completely selectively edited, they acquitted. That's what my stalker does. He's a terrible, terrible monster. And what he's going to do is he's going to try and make me look as bad as possible to other people. Why? Because I banned him from a community Facebook group 5 years ago for stalking and harassing somebody else. So he's turned his attention to me, and he spends 18 hours a day tweeting about me, calling me a brazen liar and whatever else. He's just a piece of crap, and I really wish that COVID would have taken him, but he doesn't have any friends, and no one's willing to get close enough to him to infect him. And so I'm stuck with this asshole stalking me for years now, and it is a pain in the ass and is just a nightmare. And he creates dozens of fake accounts. He pops up here in the chat all the time, and the mods, thank you so much for just deleting his comments when he pops in. No, Rick Reinerson, you're a fucking piece of shit. I hate your guts, and I hope you have a heart attack and die. That's what I hope. You Nazi fuck. Leave me alone, leave everybody else alone, and just live in your van in the woods by yourself, and I don't know, tug on your pud all day. I don't care. Just leave us the fuck alone. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. There. That's all. Let's talk about that. Okay. And I don't really know what Pone's really going on about anyway. She's got her own problems. She's, yeah.